Leaks are poison to all creation. But Saya, if we shared our roadmap and advertised our banners sooner, perhaps the player base wouldn't need to use leaks so they could save their polls for the outfits that they really wanted. Shut up, you fiend. Blanc. So yeah, this in short, this is what happened in Infinity Nikki this week. I really appreciate how Infold always is keeping our week busy about something, right? I swear, I think Infinity Nikki's PR is a bunch of old ladies that simply doesn't give a shit about anyone. They are retired. And yeah, the problem, they are retired at an asylum and we are their bucket list. Sometimes I think that Infold is doing some sort of behavioral experiment on us to think how much they can throw at us until we get absolute unhinged and simply, almost abusive relation. I don't understand at all sometimes. But yeah, I guess Infold is a little bit hurty because we are pissed because some leaks from the 4 stars of this season were shared everywhere because, guys, let's be for real. If you see a leak, let that leak rest on a leak subreddit. I get it, okay? I know that leaks are not good for info. They get it. They need to have that, surprise element to it. They need to, engage people. And if people already know what's coming up, I mean, what kind of... I understand that it can hinder their profits, but at the same time, doesn't leaks also can help a game? Like, I know sometimes some strategies where companies would simply purposely share leaks so it would keep the player base more engaged and more curious about what's coming up. This could also be used in their favor, but that would think that Info would use anything in their favor. So yeah, so it's almost like kind of a situation where Info shouldn't have a problem being right, but they managed to share it at the worst way possible. And I think the best thing about it's not even the announcement that they did in Instagram and they deleted and then they did it again and then deleted like that's not even the best part. I think the best part was the handheld that they gave all of us by email. The little hammer with dubious sexual meaning for the handle. Like, that's almost like petty, like thinking that the whole community is like, for the love of God, give us handhelds. If you're keeping doing outfits that have handhelds, put the handhelds on the pole so we can actually use the handhelds. But no, why would they do that? Why would they do any sort of feature that would make people more interested in their outfits, right? I'm a bit salty today because I managed to throw nail glue on my keyboard pad and now everything is sticky and my fingers are sticky and I don't know what to do with my pad because now there is a huge glue stay on it. So yeah, I'm not having a good week, but neither Infold, so we are even. But yeah, to be real, I feel like the leaks weirdly brought the community together in a way. Like, I love the memes that I saw on the subreddit, like the real subreddit, like the GOAT one, not the bootlicker subreddit, where moderation just deletes comments that the company doesn't like. But anyway, the memes were peak. I feel like Infinity community is what makes this game so good, because Info is always throwing shit at us, but at the same time we both know that the community will serve because of it. So I'm very pleased every time I open the Infinity Nikki subreddit and I see a bunch of memes. I even saw a meme of Karl Marx being like, let me see if I found it here. I think I managed to separate it. No, I didn't. But either way, it was like Karl Marx holding a hammer and being like, oh, I found it. I'm joining the war on leaks, on the side of the leaks. Like, that's incredible. And also the one with I think Gabriel. Let me check here if I found it so we can rejoice together. Yeah, leaks are service issue, Gabe Nikki, because you know that famous quote attributed to Gabe Newell say that piracy is a service issue. It's basically it. Like I feel like this brings all the critics about Info's latest statement together. Like leaks wouldn't be a problem if the company was nearly decent when it comes to communication with their player base, which is never. Like I don't understand why Infold is the way it is. Sometimes I feel like Infold is going through their teenage phase where they are giving us the silent treatment every fucking time, and we are like, okay, let's. So when Infold get out of their room and decides to speak with us, we can have a conversation, I guess. I almost feel like that about this company. And for what I heard in other games of the same company, I think Lads, Love and Deep Space, it's not so different. Like I love the concept of a predatory company being so predatory that they actually lose money because of it. That's incredible. Like completely like outrage because of our awful PR and because we are, instead of simply handling the matter internally like it is, because we all know deeply that leaks are an internal issue. Mostly is an employee that shares the leak, maybe sold to someone. I think a player is like so committed, because I'm thinking here, how the hell would a player be responsible for a leak? Like the only way possible is if it was almost like Mission Impossible, when the player would actually enter Info's headquarters, Paper Games headquarters, and be like, okay, now I know the next 5-star outfit or Momo cloak. I mean, come on. I feel like we will talk about the collaboration for a sec, but I think like the whole statement of Infold was like, hey, don't look, children, don't look the leaks, please don't look. We need to make sure you guys won't be able to save it. Because, I mean, it's kind of a conundrum, because you need to have that surprise element so the players doesn't save for the current banner and need to buy for the next. But if you don't actually share it, you also have an issue that players will simply not pull it. They will just be like, okay, so I don't have money, I am a free-to-play player, I won't pull it. And then you could have this pulling banner, and then you have a very unbalanced pulling numbers, because people don't know what they are expecting, so they much rather decide to save as much as they can. So you have a problem where you have, banners that are not pulling worthy, like no one is pulling for it, while you have banners where people are like desperately pulling for it. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't care. I'm only here playing a cutesy outfit game. I don't care about all this BS. But let's go to the collab thingy. I guess Stardew Valley is doing a collab with Info. I was surprised. I was like, no way. Like, I mean, I'm not negatively surprised. Okay, come on. I mean, if Concern Ape, the main developer of Stardew Valley, I think he still is, I'm not sure. If he needs money to do the chocolatier thingy, he spoke to the public about doing a new project, I want that fucking thing. I want a new drug. I played 100 hours of Stardew Valley. I did not finish Stardew Valley, but I don't wanna, I'm not a completionist, so I want a new drug. So if Concern Ape needs to sell his soul to the devil to give it to me, I don't mind, okay? Okay, so Stardew Valley is doing a collaboration with Joja Cola then. If you played Stardew Valley, you know my reference. It's so weird. It's so unhinged in a way that like Stardew Valley is such a anti-capitalist game. They have a whole company being villainized because of their predatory practices of destroying small businesses. And then we have a collaboration with Infold that I guess it would be no better. But even in that aspect, I'm like, yeah, I'm playing a anti-capitalist game, and I also have like 400 hours in Infinity Nikki. By the way, the win log is up, so that's cool. It's interesting to see because I started playing Infinity Nikki on Epic Store, so I don't have the hours like counted like I would have if I installed the game on Steam. So it's interesting to know that I spent 400 hours of my life collecting stuff and trying to chase for diamonds. It's insane. What is life, right? People were trying to make some sort of correlation, almost like a conspiracy level argument of like, yeah, they share this collaboration because of the leak discussion backlash. No, I don't think so. Because collaborations are not something that, I want to snap of a finger and and you have like a collaboration between two companies that have major games. That's not how business work, my man. What I think it happens was like Infold was also almost like that. Ajit have money if you have player base. Something like that, because Infold is desperate for new blood. They need it. Like their profits are a little bit better since the 1.5 fiasco, but for what they invested in the game, it's almost laughable. It's insane. Like, but it's so funny, the concept that that of a collaboration with them, because it's definitely they wanna gather that cozy player community and to their game, and they know that they need it. Like the community has to grow for Infinity Nikki continue to be viable. But the problem is that they didn't do absolutely nothing that they needed to do to make people actually wanna play the game for the first time. I think the first thing that they should do to make people actually want to stay is to change the fucking intro. Because let's be for real, people won't be playing your game if for the first 15 minutes of it, it's a fucking ball fire of shit. What the hell is a ball fire show? I don't know. I know what I'm saying. But either way, it doesn't matter how many games you do a collaboration with. People won't be playing your game if the intro is bad. And it's so funny to me because the intro was completely fine, the new intro. Like, probably they had some issues with previously of 1.5 of trying to bring more players to the game, but honestly I don't know, my man. I feel like the intro was not the problem. I feel like it's interesting because they transformed something that was not the issue, or at least was not the whole issue, and then they transform it into the entire issue. Because I cannot recommend Infinity Nikki to my to my friends if the fucking intro is, I don't know, it's two Nikkis wearing two different outfits that are no longer on the temporary banner, on the limited banner, and a fucking seer that looks almost like a fucking boss from Soft, like calling me a little pink star. I don't know you. Please stay away from me, you creep. I don't know. I feel like they could try to do the collaboration after changing that funky intro, but I feel like this collaboration comes in a way that it's almost like, hey, let's do this collaboration so players can they can bear the fucking intro for us and be like, okay, now I endured this intro, like now I can fucking plant leaks. I don't know. It's so fucking insane for me, like, but yeah, so I guess the service that we sent them had some sort of effect, because I think for a couple surveys they were like, hey, what kind of games do you play, and I'm like, I play Elden Ring and Their Billions and Frostpunk, and I don't know how this will help you, but okay, yeah, I play these. Good for you. I guess at least the public was reasonable enough to say that they play Stardew Valley, and that must have called the attention of Infold. But yeah, they have a very selective reading of the survey answers. But I would die for FromSoft's collaboration with Infinity Nikki, because think about it, like, Infinity Nikki is such a cutesy game, and so like the combat's ridiculous. And then you have like Elden Ring, that is also an open world game that absolutely is completely combat based. It's so fucking it's funny for me. It's funny. I don't know how lucrative this would be or how the community would be behind it, but yeah, that's what I think. I will always put this as a recommendation on the service. I don't care, okay? I don't care. I don't even think the surveys are that relevant. I only take the fucking gems and go home when it comes to the surveys. And for the 1.5 survey, I was like only spamming higher beta testers because the game is it's a clipping show and a buggy fest for most of it. Like, oh, but check your engine. Like, no, my man. I mean, if this is supposed to run in a fucking cell phone, I don't need to check if my PC that has a video card in it should have a problem with your game. Like, I don't need to know. It should be fine. It's an online game. It's not like a fucking triple A kind of game. It should run fine. If it's not running fine, it's because the optimization sucks. And they know that, because every fucking time I open this game, it's always a hotfix. I feel like I restart Infinity Nikki more than I restart my own PC. Like, for real, what the hell is wrong with the optimization in this game? But yeah, I thought that they would do a collaboration with Resting Press, to be honest, but I guess they decided to, instead of doing a collaboration with a Roblox game, they implemented that runaway thingy on the Serenity Island that I never ever went after 1.5. This is like a common thing to me. Like, they do a new island, they develop a new island, so pretty, wow, how many pretty assets, early PCs and BS, and then the update passes, and I'm like, okay, now I won't ever see you guys again. And I stay in Floral Wish because, I mean, I want an open world experience. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to be like staying on a loading screen to go to an island that is so small. Like, base world is much more entertaining for me. Sometimes I'm only, walking around in my pretty outfits and doing thingies. Like, now I could finally pull the cat outfit. I completed it. So now I can use the purifying ability. And it's so fucking fun, this ability, because I'm like, oh, I will go to the abandonment fanatics camp and be killing and making a genocide with all the Esselings. And be like, with my mouse, like, choo, choo, choo. and then collecting the blings and their corpses, and that's what I do when I'm not, doing my dailies. But I thought they would actually do a Dress to Impress collab, because it felt like much more their alley, because they are both like outfit games. They are very feminine in their own way, but I get it. Like, I get it. Why would you do a collab with a game that's like developed in Roblox? It doesn't make any sense in a point of view, of commercial point of view. Even though now Lady Gaga is actually playing Dress Impress, I heard. So I don't know. I feel like maybe Dress Impress is more like a competitor to Infinity Nikki. Well, so now that Joja Cola is actually doing a collab with Stardew Valley, a lot of people were concerned about how this collab would go, right? And I get it, because we are all suffering PTSD from Winfold. We all love the fucking game. We play like 400 hours, sometimes 600 hours of this game. Like, we hate it. They hate the bugs. We hate the lack of story, or how they decided that the main story doesn't exist anymore because they want to do a spin-offs from now on. Fuck this. Okay, thank you, Info. It's not like I was committed to the to the NPCs from the main story, and I was engaged by the main story. It's not that. But thank you, I guess. So yeah, they decided to simply do that, and now we have a community very with a lot of PTSD going on. So it's normal that people are a little bit more critical about. Overall, I think the collab is great. I like Stardew Valley. I don't care that it's unhinged, considering the anti-capitalist nature of Stardew Valley. I don't care. I don't consider myself a capitalist lover, and I play Infinity Nikki, like whatever. What makes Concern Ape do the chocolatier factory thingy project, if it's still on, I will take it. Like but it's so funny, the concept to me of like a gacha a gacha company being like I don't know, in the Stardew Valley store being like, hey, Infold has money. If Stardew Valley has new money, wait, no, a new fresh players. Oh no, wait, fresh money. I don't know. It is so funny to me, the concept. So they release a sort of teaser. I think the teaser concept is very cute, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the 3D Junimo is something that I would not like to see in game. Please, knowing Infold as I know, probably it will be. And then I think someone mentioned in the post of teaser that they were afraid that they would try to implement some pixel art into the game. And I was like, actually, well, that's just common sense. And they wouldn't do that. They would just do inspired outfits for us to pull. I was like, all of that, like, and then someone downvoted me, and then I got salty and decided to never think about it. But now that I am thinking about it, I'm like, oh no, wait, they have a point. We are talking about an Infold game. I think they have a point. And then I'm laughing with myself and being like, imagine if Infold get us to pull for a pixel outfit. That would make me, I would lose it. I mean, that would be too much for me. But they wouldn't do that, right? But imagine, like, what they would probably do is do what they did to this new 1.8 version, where they did like some sort of Stardew Valley realm, and then maybe pixel art is involved. Either way, I don't think pixel art should be involved at all. Like, I don't think that's not even the main point of Stardew. I don't know. I don't think this collaboration should be about mechanics, because game mechanics are design implementations, because we both know that Info doesn't know what the hell they are thinking when they are doing the updates. Like, I swear, my man, I swear, like, the leaks about these 4 stars that are currently on now, they were a thing. But I guess what made me laugh starkly was when I was seeing someone pulling for one of the first outfits, and one of the Deep Echoes reward was some sort of t-shirt, some sort of blouse, I don't know. And the t-shirt on the preview was clipping that yellow shorts that usually you always wear as a yellow short in this preview, so it gives more attention for the piece that you actually collected. And the fucking t-shirt was clipping on it. Like, the developers couldn't even hide the fucking clipping in the preview. Like, you pulled, like, I don't know, the 30 pull you get that fucking blouse, and imagine you are like completely off diamonds, and then you finally get the last Deep Echo, and then you see the fucking clipping. That's insane. I don't know how the collab of Stardew Valley would be. I feel like, I mean, we now have a housing system, right? Probably we will also be having a pulling system for furniture, and now that we have a house, we probably will have farming. I mean, I'm all for it. I like the idea. I feel like as long as it's free to play friendly, which it never is, because we are talking about info. But anyway, I'm very curious about how they would do some sort of side story with the collab. I don't think they will, because their collabs, this is the third collab for what I remember. The first two ones were very Chinese centered, like they were for, one was for pandas preservation. I'm sorry, I don't recall that easy, but this is the third one, and usually the collabs doesn't have a lot to do with the whole update, even though it almost feels like this time would be with the housing feature and stuff. Like, I'm nervous with the housing feature. I'm nervous because if it's such a big thing, like the 1.5 is, I mean, oh man. Anyway, so tell me, you guys, what you guys feel. This is a very chaotic review of the whole week. I will try to make you guys posted about the whole thing, and we will be playing more Infinity Nikki and finding out whatever. What, you know what would be cool? It would be cool if we could have pets. I think that would be cool in Infinity Nikki, even though we have Momo, like. But Momo, I don't think Momo is even a pet. Like, he refuses to consider himself a cat. He's like a Pikachu of some sort. He refuses to go to the Pokeball. So I feel like maybe we having pets would be cool. But that would be also like having a handheld. Like, we need to actually really be assholes to Infold so they can actually give us a handheld for free on the mail. Like honestly, I sometimes don't like to do the surveys, because I'm like, if I do the suggestion for the survey, two things will happen. One thing, probably they will do the fucking thing and they will paywall it to the fucking end of it, or they would implement it at the worst way possible and it would be a fucking failure and they would never revisit it again. Which is like, it was not the first time that I was like, hey, what about swords, my man? What about swords? I want to be like in Floral-ish, doing sword with my sword and taking pics like a badass. What about swords? And then now we have some sort of sword master, but it's a fucking whimsicality. Like, I what the hell? Like, why? What's the, like, it should be even perfect. Could even say that it should be a purification outfit, because imagine you being like, with your sword being like, hey, let's kill some Esslings, and being all like, that would be so cool. But yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. As always, Infold is being a mama to us all. Anyway, tell me, you guys, what you think, and that's it. Bye.